Are we live? We're live. What's up, guys? Corbin from Circa 2020. Thank you. We are at a little over 800 subscribers, which is awesome. Super excited for the 1,000 sub mark when we get there. You know the deal. But today I have the biggest thing that we have ever done as a channel, that I've ever done as a small company. And I have some other people to bring in with this as well. So we have a lot of content in this particular video, which is going to explain how the next month is going to go on the channel. The weather's looking like it's starting to break up. We got days in the 40s. I mean, I could turn the camera out there and there's still snow. I'm not going to because I'm in my bedroom and it's not really messy. It's just my bedroom. I don't want to show you guys. But I can go out, there's still 3 feet of snow in spots out there, but it's breaking up. We're going to be able to get out and shoot I Depict in a few weeks. But it is wet, like flood stage wet after all this rain and melting snow. So here we go. This is the biggest project that we have undertaken so far in this channel and in the Circa 2020 Armory. And then we got some fun entertainment stuff. All this back here we're going to go over. Yes, the polymer 80 Glock and this concealed weapons vault and that guy. So let's go on that guy right now. All right, so we are in the beginning stages of this. I wouldn't say in the beginning, we're in the middle. We're almost at the end. The beginning stages were to find a platform. We'll explain what we're doing. So myself, Circa 2020 Armory, and Applied Defense Concepts, or Applied, oh my gosh, how did I forget that? I will link their channel. Kevin and Matt over at Applied Defense, they got a hold of me about possibly doing some red dot testing and so on some of the red dots that I carry. But I told them, I'm like, guys, you know what? Like, they're not my red dots. They're just replicas. They are good, and I would love for you to test them and do round counts on them. That would be cool. But if you guys really want to try to, form a budget sight or figure out a budget sight that you guys can use, because I'll tell you what they do. Hang on. They are a company that does red dot training, a lot of training, whether it's milsim with air guns, live training, with real rounds. They are just an all-around training facility that specializes in red dot pistol training as well. And they wanted to come up with a budget red dot that they could put some people in that they didn't want to spend tons of money, $400, $500, $600 to use on their company weapons to train people with. They get beat up and everything else. So I said, you know what, guys? You guys have all the experience in the world, and you guys can put these through the best tests that even I can't do. Why don't we develop a red dot together? Our own red dot with our own brand and everything else, and not do the replica thing. It's going to be its own original platform. Everybody's in. So now, again, we haven't decided that this is the one, but this is what we have working right now. This is a really cool, now this doesn't have a brand name yet. It doesn't have a model name yet. This is an all original piece. It does look similar to a Swamp Fox, but it is not a Swamp Fox. Bottom load battery, has a lot different adjustments. It looks similar, but it's not similar. The cuts are lower. Either way, it's not the same. The actual platform, the footprint is not even the same. This is the same as like a Vortex Viper, Doctor, Meopta, your typical Viper cuts. It works with the #1 rail on Canik TP9 SFX, and this is kind of what we've come up with so far. Now, what we have now, you don't have to use it on this rail. I have it on here so I can make it work in the video. So the battery has ground contact on this plate. Otherwise, if you take it off the plate, the battery isn't contacted to anything. You have to hold it in. You can put it on, once you put it on a pistol, something that is cut for an optic, that's fine. You don't have to run the rail because the bottom of the pistol is the ground. It completes the circuit. So anyways, I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm sorry if I am. It's been a little bit since I did a video. I'm just really excited. This thing's awesome. So I got a hold of, I have a few suppliers overseas. I got a hold of one of them. I said, hey, I need an original. I don't want any replica. I want an original sight I want something that is high quality. I don't want to spend $20, $30 a piece, $40 a piece on this site. I want to get a site that is the best thing you have right now, that is not copyrighted or anything by any other company. And they sent us 3 options that they had, this being the most expensive, the newest, and with the most features. So this is the one that we started to test. And I'll tell you, we have 5 of them that are going to be out testing, and we should have that done within a month. We have guys who literally shoot every day who are going to run rounds through, torture test them. We're going to have media from Kevin and Matt at Applied. They are going to do media and video on this. We will have that up. So before these go live for sale or for pre-order, when we go to get the big batch made, we will have tons of proof of how good these are. So right off the bat, this is like a Viper, Vortex Viper size sight, Viper footprint. The dot is really nice. So there's the dot, and I can, maybe. The buttons are really stiff, which is good. So I'm turning it down. It might have been off. Okay, there we go. So that's like level 3. There's at least 6 brightness levels. You can see as you turn it way up, it obviously doesn't flare that bad in real life, guys. It does not. Cameras don't pick up red dots at all. It's like half that bad at full. And that's the thing with how bright this sight is, you do not have to run it at full. You run it at level 3, level 4, it is plenty in any light source. You can run it in if you're in a really low light, you can run it all the way down and you're still able to see it very easily. So that's like on level 3, and it's super good. That is not the only feature. Obviously, bottom load battery, windage and elevation, they provide a tool because they're very small, tight adjustments. So I believe that's going to hold up really well. It has the 2 machine screws here for, like the Viper footprint. You put it on a Viper footprint pistol. And in my opinion, the coolest thing about this sight is if I set it here on the box and let that go, I will try to get a video of how sensitive this thing is. It is an auto shut off, shake awake sight. So if I let it sit there, it doesn't take long, 3-4 minutes without it moving at all, maybe even less. I haven't been able to have my attention span on it long enough to watch it. It's somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes, I believe. I'll just keep checking it as we do the video. So it'll shut off, and then the very second that it moves, like almost instantaneously, it has a really, really sensitive sensor in it. I don't know if it's like an accelerometer or what is in that particular sight, but if you just nudge it, if you have it sitting on a shelf and it shuts off and you literally just go, dunk, it's on. And it's like, doesn't like you bump it and it sort of comes on. It's like instantaneously it's on, and it's exactly where you had it last set at. So it has a brightness memory, auto shut off, and shake awake, which is great. They have another model just like this, but instead of those features, it could have been auto brightness adjust. None of us who actually want to use it for defense solutions, none of us really like auto the brightness, because it doesn't always work with interior lighting, and even the big companies who have auto adjust, doesn't necessarily work in every position. In our opinion, the auto off and the shake awake is the best, because once you have that set up like that, you never have to turn it on or off. So if you carry the pistol, it's always going to be on. But if you're, if you have it in a vault beside your bed and you want to use that at night, it's going to be off for a really long time. And then as soon as you touch that, it's going to be on. Battery life is somewhere around 6,000 hours. I think that depends on obviously how much you're waking it up. It's pretty good battery life. This is a very expensive sight for us to buy. So I have full faith that it's going to be incredibly good. But we will see in the testing. This is not for sale yet. I just wanted to bring you guys up that this is the sight that we are trying to launch this new sight brand with. Our goal is to make a really, really good pistol sight with the really, really good options like the auto shut off and the shake awake and the fine adjustments and all that stuff. We want to make something like that for sale. Between the $100 and $120 mark is our goal, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to accomplish that. We just have to make sure that this is the one, because we're going to warranty it. That's the way it is. That's the way I told everybody, and everybody agrees. If we're going to sell something, we're going to warranty it. We're going to stand behind it. So we are going to torture that. So be on the lookout for media for that site. That's going to be really cool. One of the next videos, this is not together. This is just basically a barely put together lower and a completely stripped upper. This is a Polymer 80 PF940 V2. PF940 V2. Wow. I remembered something. So Polymer 80 PF940 V2 is a Glock 17 basically. The lower is milled, everything's good to go on that. We got the upper, we have all of the parts, and when I say we have all the parts, I have like 4 of most of the parts that I need and just 1 of some of the parts that I need. I also am going to show you guys when we do this, I have access to tritium night sights for Glocks for way less than anybody else can sell them. They're very nice, they're actually labeled Glock. This is also RMR cut. Now this is cut for an RMR. So you have to have like an RMR, Trigicon RMR, or maybe the SRO, but it seems too big for this, but the SRO might fit because it's the same cut. And then anything else that works with RMR cut. So a lot of the micro sights will work with this cut. Our sight, unfortunately, does not work with the RMR cut because it's the Viper cut, which is okay. And really, it doesn't need a whole lot. Maybe, you know, most pistols work with Vipers. So, you know, this is obviously going to work. And as well with this, you still have the Picatinny rail. So if you have like a Kel-Tec that has a rail on top or something like that, you can absolutely just use it with the rail attachment. So we're going to stick this puppy together, go out, shoot it. That's going to be fun. But I'm going to take a little bit to produce that because we're going to walk through step by step how we do it, how we put it together, take it out, shoot it, have fun, you know, see really. You can build, I don't want to spoil too much with the video, but you can build one of these PF940 V2s for $160, $350, about $600 roughly about 600. You can build a complete basically Glock 17 that's actually better than a factory Glock 17 for a couple reasons. One, you can get the cut slide, they're like $180. Second reason is people just like these Polymer 80 lowers better. The stippling on it is a lot better, the grip angle, the undercuts, you know, it's just so much better. So really like the Polymer 80. We're going to go over that. Matter of fact, I got to move this stuff, move these magazines, and move this sight. Don't want this guy getting hurt right now. So the last thing I want to show you, I do not build these. One of my buddies that I actually went to school with, he knew that I was into this sort of thing, and he reached out and he said, hey, do you have interest in a wooden concealed carry case? And I said, yes. I've always wanted one, but they're expensive. They're, you know, for the ones that are good, that lock with the RFI, you're talking $400 or $500. I'm not spending. I have gun cabinets. I have 2 of them. I don't need this, although I like it. I don't need it. Now, I have not hung this up yet because I don't know exactly where I want to put it. I'm not done cutting all the foam. Just kind of been lazy about this thing, but I love it that it's done. So he said to me, he said, hey, it takes me a while to build them. It takes him 3 to 4 weeks to get one of these pumped out, okay? That's just how it is. Because he does them all 100% by hand, cuts all the wood. I mean, he really takes his time with these, and they're very nice. And he has a full-time job, so this is like a weekend project for him. He's built a few for my buddies. This one's for me. He does a really nice job with them, but he said if anybody out there in YouTube land wants them, he would be interested in building. We can get, you know, I'm probably going to list them on the site. There's 2 kinds that we're going to make, a rifle size and a pistol size. This is the rifle size, but it works for a lot, trust me. And the pistol size, which is 16 by 16, but with a similar front plate piece with the flag. That is all hand painted, by the way. Very nice. So I want to show you a little bit about this. So hopefully I don't knock it over because it's kind of propped up here. So you get 3 RFID keys with this. It's just a plain black credit card. So You can put, you know, one in your wallet. You can stage one in the house. And the third one is a main key. And I'll explain that here in a second. So right away, just come down here. I don't want to knock this thing over. So I will show you right away. I kind of did a half-ass job cutting out my foam. So I went out and I got an actual foam cutting tool, and I'm gonna wait till I get that to cut in my magazines that I have marked here. I'm gonna put a knife, flashlight, maybe a pistol or two in here, you know. So this is an RFID locking system. It's got a lock system here. It works with these credit cards. Now again, with the third card, you have one card, which is your main card. I would suggest always keeping the main card inside the box, because if you don't and you lose it, you can't order new cards and program them. You got to get a whole new lock. So as long as you have the main cards, you can lose as many of these as you need. You just get them. There's a sequence that you do. It comes with instructions, and you can do that. Now this lock is battery operated. Now I hear people out there already saying, oh, well, what if the battery goes dead and my stuff's locked in? It's going to make an audible beep for like 3 weeks before the battery dies. You're going to know about it. Also, if you don't want to use batteries and you're just one of those guys who absolutely does not use batteries, they also make a wired kit. So it comes with a USB extension. You can actually just hardwire this to a wall and it will work forever. So, you know, my AR's in there. It's real nice. Love it. Very deep. I have lots of attachments. I have this 45-degree sight. Because of that, I had to cut it all the way back to the wood in order to get it fit, but it does fit in there really nice, and I like it. So, and then just to lock it, that's all you do is close it, and it works really, really super good. So I love this thing. Again, he can pump them out, but it's a 4 to 5 week wait, but this is going to be handcrafted in America, American wood, and we will be able to ship them out for you if you want. So I will be putting these on the site. One like this is going to be about $249 plus shipping. I have to figure out shipping on it. And we may end up working shipping into the price because of the way my store just does one flat shipping fee. I may have to up the price 10 or 15 bucks in order to compensate for that shipping, because these bad boys are heavy. I mean, this thing, now this has my rifle in it, but I would say that weighs every bit of 35 pounds, 30 to 35 pounds. So you're definitely going to want to hang it on a studded wall, that sort of thing, but it is super sturdy, and it is RFID locking with 2 cards. And I thought I had, I have the box here for the lock. So like I said, it comes with the manual, and like I also said, it does come with a USB power cable, so if you do want to power it off of the wall and not off of batteries, you can as well, but the batteries are fine. So again, that is going to be something we're going to offer in the store. That's pretty cool. But the thing that I am most excited about right now is getting these out, getting them tested from Applied Defense. Kevin and Matt, super excited to be working with those guys. They're great guys. They're professionals. They work with these sites every day. So I can promise that if we bring something to you, it is going to be as good as every other site brand out there brings to you for less money and a better warranty. Plain and simple. Awesome. Really excited. Anybody who ordered an SRO, that stuff is coming soon. It is shipping out on Monday. So anybody who has an order into the store that's waiting right now, that stuff is shipping from the supplier Monday, and it should only take till maybe the end of the week to come in, maybe the beginning of that next week. I will immediately get them out as quickly as I can with inspecting them and everything else. So I would say no more than about 2.5 weeks, you guys will have what you need. Thank you for being patient. Chinese New Year. I had another supplier, actually the supplier who shipped these out right before the new year. They just got back to work 2 nights ago because I needed another one of these. They just came back to work 2 nights ago from the Chinese New Year. That's how insane it's been. So videos, we're going to do the Polymer 80 thing. That's coming up. We're going to have media from Applied Defense. We're going to do a channel team up. And then, of course, we got the 22 long rifle series. as soon as we can get out and shoot, that is going to be rocking and rolling. We're going to have the racing channel starting up. We have a lot of stuff going on. And also we have something else. Man, I don't know if I should talk about it. Comment if you want to hear about this or see about it. Solvent traps. Until the next time we see ya, we'll see ya. I barely touched it. That's insane how good that works.